Hi, and welcome to our Wednesday practice of movement and yin. We'll do a bit of breath work at the beginning. I hope everyone's having a nice day. And no matter how your day has been, I'm glad you found me and we can do our practice together. So we're just going to come to a seated position to start off with. And whatever, you can sit up on a blanket or a bolster or a pillow if you like, and then just start to roll your shoulder blades down the back. And as you roll the last roll, relax your shoulder blades down and open up your chest a little bit more. Close your eyes, lifting up through your chest so you can open up your lungs a bit more and your spine grows taller. Closing your eyes, take a deep breath in through the nose and gently release it out through the mouth. Inhale in through the nose and out through the mouth. So let's do that one more time. Inhale in through the nose and out through the mouth. We'll do a simple breathing exercise to start off with to bring more awareness and depth to our breath. We'll take the hands onto the belly and just feel your belly expand as you inhale and feel it contract as you exhale. Just breathing into the belly for a moment. Maybe you can just take one hand too if that feels better. Breathe down. Actually breathing down into our diaphragm and feeling our belly expand and contract. Breathing in and out through the nose. And then you can put your hands on your ribs for a moment and feel your ribs expand as you breathe. And the belly expands along with the ribs. But let your focus fall there in your ribs, your lung underneath the rib cage, causing the ribs to seemingly expand and contract. Just bring your awareness there into your rib cage for a moment. And now move your hands gently over the heart and chest and feel for the air and the breath in the chest. As you bring your hands over your heart, listen in for the subtleties of your heart beating. Focus your breath in the chest. And you may notice that when you breathe in, the heartbeat becomes a tad bit faster. And as you breathe out, the heartbeat slows down a bit more. We want to try to have an even breath, breathing in and out. Okay, and lower your hands down and we'll just take a few breaths focusing on these areas. So I'll count in for a few counts and we'll go belly, lungs, and chest. And then we'll go out, belly, lungs, and chest. So think about filling up the belly for 1, 2, the lungs for 3, 4, and the chest for 5, 6. And then as you empty out, chest, lungs, belly, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So let's start. Inhale, belly, 1, 2. Lungs, 3, 4. Chest, 5, 6. Exhale, 6, 5, chest. 4, 3, lungs. 2, 1, belly. And inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do just one more. Inhale, belly, lungs, chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and breathe easy. Draw your awareness and attention deeper into your breath, focusing on those areas throughout our practice. And maybe even when you get done with your practice today, bringing more awareness to these areas, the subtleties of your breath. Breathing a little deeper, counting the breath in and out if you like, trying to find that evenness, that samadhi breath as you move throughout your day. The body craves balance. So from here, on your next inhale, bring your arms up overhead, reaching up. As you exhale, bend into your elbows and open up a little bit, just starting a little bit of movement. Start to draw the shoulder blades down the back, retracting them back, opening the chest a bit. Inhale, bring the arms up. You can gaze up if you like. Exhale, bend in your elbows. So just adding some openness to the chest to start off with. Inhale and exhale, open up here. Spread your hands even. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend in. As we slowly start off our movement, keep moving with this up and down. But of course, as we move along, feel free to modify as needed. You're going to find that your body is different than mine, and that's good, that's okay. We're all unique and different. And we all breathe a little differently too. So the inhale and exhale is not always the same as mine. Adjust and modify as you need to. Let's do this one more time. And you're starting to feel some opening and some difference in the shoulders, activation there. Keep your hands out here and then bring them out wide. Bring your arms back and bring your chest open a bit more. Draw the shoulder heads back. Just go about as far as you can without straining. And take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, I want you to bring the right arm on top of the left and just give yourself a big hug. So spread through your shoulder blades, draw your chin in, and take a breath. Exhale out. Inhale, open up. So nice to give ourselves a big hug. And as you exhale, switch sides. Inhale, open up here, and then just meet your hands together. Feel what that feels like, that little bit of movement. Maybe there's some pressure in the shoulders, just relaxing them down and back again. Taking your hands to heart center, pushing your palms in and meeting your fingertips together, making connection right and left side of body. With your eyes closed here, take a moment to set an intention, a centering thought or devotion that you would like to focus on for your practice. So let that intention come from your heart space and let it be something that just arises. You don't have to think too hard about it. Intention, example, sending loving kindness towards someone in your life who needs it, someone who needs a little extra attention and love. Send it to yourself. De-stress and self-care is always a good intention. Whatever intention is arising in you, let that guide your focus, and just take one deep breath to commit to your intention. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. And as you exhale, lower the arms down. So we're going to start off with a little bit of movement, and then we'll end with some holding poses. Some movement to move energy through the body. So come onto your mat here and come to the top of the mat. Stand tall. Roll the shoulder blades down the back and inhale, reach the arms up. Draw your arms a little bit back behind your ears if you can. As you find an exhale, bend into your knees and come forward as you can. Releasing the head down, and maybe the hands don't touch the ground, that's totally fine. Find some rounding in your spine, and you should be feeling some stretch here. On your next inhale, start to round your way up as if you're pulling yourself up softly with knees bent. And wave up as you exhale, go forward again. Inhale and wave up. All the way to the top, arms back. Feel your chest and your belly stretching. Exhale, go forward. We'll do 3 more. And so you modify as you need to, right? Inhaling, waving up, and exhaling, going forward. Inhaling, waving up, rounding up, reaching up, and exhale, go forward, last round. Inhale as you come up to the top. Reach your arms, but hold them there, and then grab onto your elbows or your forearms. Begin to lean over to one side. Feel this stretch here. Let the head and the neck come along for the ride. Inhale back to center, and exhale, go to the other side. One more time, side to side, and you can feel the weight transferring a bit from one side. So try to stay evenly rooted on both feet. Going to the other side. Inhaling center, reaching the arms up, and softening the knees, going forward again. And now from here, I'm walking my feet out a little bit wider, and then just starting to pulse the hips a little bit. So bringing some movement to my hips and my knees. And then slowing it down as I exhale, going a little bit deeper. Inhale, straightening out a bit more. Exhale, going a little bit deeper. Noticing that I'm not melting my head forward, but I'm keeping it lifted. Not a whole lot of crunch in the neck though. We don't want so many wrinkles in the back of the neck. Yeah. And do one more like that. And then slowly begin to make your way into a tabletop position. So shoulders come over as hands are spread here, knees underneath hips, and we do our little cat-cow movement, dropping the belly, reaching the heart forward, shoulder blades down the back. As you exhale, pull the belly up and in, round up, draw the chin in, and do that again. Inhale, heart forward, exhale, round up. We'll just do one more. Inhale, heart forward, stretch your chest, your belly, exhale, round up. And then here, come into a tabletop, inhaling, bringing a flat back tabletop. One arm up, exhale, bring it down. Inhale, opposite arm up, and exhale down. Inhale up, open up, exhale down. Inhale up, open up, and exhale down. One more side to side, really feeling the rotation in our shoulder, connecting to our spine, and so forth. Moving the hips a little bit, taking the right leg back. If you're becoming painful on your wrist, if being here is like that, you can always create some cushion with your mat, or you can come onto the fist. Alternately, you can skip being on the wrist entirely and be on the forearms. So we're here with one leg back. Begin to vigorously pull the heel back and lift the quad, lift the kneecap, and feel that stretch there. And then on an inhale, just float the leg up as if you're stamping the back wall with your foot, your heel, toes pointed down. And take the opposite hand, maybe it's on the ground, maybe it's straight out in front. Tone up through the belly, inhaling here. And as you exhale, add in this movement if you like. Knee into elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee into elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee into elbow. Inhale, lengthen, hold. Notice my leg isn't higher than my hip, it's one line. And then bring it down. Okay, relax it out, shake out that opposite hand. And when you're ready, switch sides. Of course, you can be modified on the wrist. Yeah, push vigorously through that back leg and feel the stretch through the back of the leg, the knee. Yeah, and then just coming forward, pushing this left hand into the ground, right hand floats, and yeah, you might be modified. So maybe staying here, just working on balance is where you need to be, stamping the back wall with the back foot, toes point down. Inhale, add in the movement if you like, exhale, elbow into knee. Inhale it up, exhale it in. Inhale, and exhale. And inhale, hold, hold, hold. Exhale down. Okay. Hips over knees, begin to walk the hands forward and melt the heart. And so we can modify here. It's basically like Our sitting bones are up in the air and we're melting the head down. You can modify with the elbows bent and forearms down. Take a big breath here, exhale out your mouth. And slowly begin to slither onto the belly. Immediately taking the hands back behind, looking down, shoulders back. Push the tops of your feet into the ground, even the pinky toe is pushing into the ground. Inner thighs spin in and begin to lift the chest, hands onto the ground, and not lift the neck so much that we're looking forward, but we're looking relatively down. Take another inhale here. Open your chest by pulling your shoulders back. Exhale down and just rest the forehead down. Inhale, do this lift again. Reaching your arms back, but your fingers are down. Exhale down. Inhale, hold it here, hold it here. Lift the chest, shoulders back, and push the right foot into the ground. Maybe the left foot lifts a little bit. Exhale it down, and opposite foot, inhaling. Exhale down, lower down. And this time, interlace your hands onto your lower back. Draw your shoulder blades close together, and on an inhale, lift your chest. Again, not cranking the neck. And maybe we float up both legs just for a breath. Inhale and exhale here. And on your next exhale, lower down. Take your hands to either side of the ribs, elbows pin in. Inhale, peel yourself up for a low cobra. Exhale down, Bhujangasana. Elbows in, shoulders back. And it's not the amount of height we're looking for, it's the amount of chest opening. So one more there. Open up, and then peel yourself up. Do this little forward and back movement. And we'll take one leg forward. I'm starting with the right. So knee over ankle or back behind, just not too far forward over the foot. Coming here into a lunge position. Start with the hands up to the hips, if that feels okay. Then maybe we bring the arms up. And back toes can be flat onto the ground or toes tucked here. So inhale here. Exhale, sink in a little bit deeper. Inhale here, and now as you exhale, start this slow flow of sweeping the arms back, straightening out the front leg, maybe even lifting up the toes, just the toes, not the whole foot, and come back here. Yeah. Exhaling forward, inhaling up. So it's the leg and the hip moving, the arms are moving, if you like. Move on your breath. Inhaling up. Exhaling forward. Inhaling up. Exhale forward. And the idea here is to grease up the hip joint, the knee joint, the leg. And so we start to bring some more flexibility and suppleness to the joints. And so here we are holding this lunge for another breath, maybe gazing up, and then bringing the hands down. They can be on either side of that front foot or the inside. Begin to straighten out through the front leg. Lift the front toes or the entire foot and draw it back towards the head, straightening out that front leg a bit more. Take a big breath here, inhale and exhale. And begin to come forward again, stepping that front leg back, moving your hips a little bit, feeling that difference between sides. Just take a breath here. And exhale. Switch sides. So I'm taking my left leg forward, knee over ankle or back behind. Just getting used to being upright, finding your bearings, always having a soft gaze. And then maybe you sweep your arms up here. Inhale here. As you exhale, lean forward, draw the arms back, maybe the toes lift. Inhale up. And exhale, flow. Again, everyone's breath is unique, so move with your own breath and maybe you go slower. Maybe your breath is moving faster paced. Feeling these joints start to grease up. And moving with relative ease in the body, not trying to crunch the face or tighten the throat. All right, next time you come up, hold it here. Inhaling, maybe bringing the hands together. And exhale, bring the hands down to either side or on the inside. And then begin to straighten out that front leg. And of course we can add a little bend in. So coming forward here, lifting the chest, maybe lifting the front toes or the foot. Helps us bring more stretch into the back of that leg. Take a big breath here, inhale and exhale. And then plant the foot down, coming forward. Step it back. Spread your hands, hug your upper arms in, and tuck your toes. Hands are index finger pointing straight forward. And start to lift your legs. Lift your hips up and back. Walking it out first, downward facing dog, if that feels good. Otherwise, just be here with your knees bent. And come there eventually, starting out, bending your knees, lifting your forearms forward, hugging your upper arms in, and shoulder blades on the back. Pushing your sitting bones up and back, we might begin to straighten the legs a bit more. Take a nice deep breath here, inhale and exhale. And if downward dog is not in your wheelhouse, then take a child's pose. So certainly be down here if that's more conducive. Okay. Slowly begin to walk the hands to the feet. And we eventually end up back in this forward fold with the knees bent, resting the head forward. Take a big exhale here. And then soft knees slowly begin to round your way up. Roll the shoulder blades down the back. And we'll take our sun salutation from the back of the mat. So we've done all these poses, we're just putting them together now. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. As you come forward, go forward with a flat back instead of rounded spine this time. Going all the way forward. We're adding in our halfway lift here. So hands at the shins, draw the shoulder blades down the back, lift halfway. We'll go a little slow this first round. Spreading through the sitting bones, lengthening the crown of the head forward, slight gaze forward. Take one more breath here, halfway lift, we'll tone up in the belly. And as you exhale, back to fold, and slowly begin to walk it forward. That may mean different things for different bodies. Inhale, shift forward, plank pose. And then we just lower down, skipping our halfway point. Coming all the way down, untucking the toes, elbows in, shoulders back. Inhale, lift up, cobra. Exhale down. Inhale back to plank, or maybe you're just modified on the knees. Exhale, downward dog. Take a big breath here, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And in through the nose, out through the mouth. And to that exhale, inhaling, walking the hands back. And exhaling a forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift, shoulder blades, roll down the back, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, think about coming up with a flat back like you're opening up the hinge of the door from your hips. And exhale, hands to heart. So as we come up, it's very much like opening up to the top, like you're opening up a door. All right, let's do that 2 more times, a bit more at pace with the breath. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, shoulders back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, begin to walk forward. Exhale, settle in. Inhale, shift forward, plank pose. Exhale, slow, controlled, all the way down. Knees drop as needed. Next, inhale, lift up, cobra, open the chest, shoulders back. Exhale, release down. Inhale, back up, modified or plank. Exhale, downward dog. Just take one breath here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale here. As you exhale, walk your hands back. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulders down the back, belly toned in. Exhale, fold. And inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. One more round. Inhale, sweep your arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, walk it forward. Next, inhale, plank pose. Go at your own pace. Knees drop as needed, lower all the way down. Inhale, untuck the toes, lift up. Cobra, chest opens, exhale down. Inhale, rise back to plank or modified. Exhale, downward dog. Big breath here out the mouth. And then slowly begin to walk it back. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, hands to heart. And just take a moment to notice what's going on in your body, with what's going on in your breath, what's going on in your heart. Come back to the intention. And we'll gradually begin to hold some poses. So we'll start off holding poses, a few breaths, and then we'll build into about 2-minute holding poses. So start here. Walk the feet out a little wider than hip distance apart, and bring your hands and interlace them onto your back like we did on the ground earlier. And instead of always taking the same clasp, switch the top index finger to, if your right's always on top, then switch it to your left, so you have kind of a strange way of taking the clasp, right? And do it the strange way. Draw the shoulder blades down the back, open up the chest here. Try not to puff out the chest and the front ribs, but rather just keeping a long spine and keeping the front ribs in. Opening the chest here, inhaling, shoulder blades back. As you exhale, soft knees go forward a little bit. And maybe this feels really uncomfortable, so being here is not really what's more conducive. Maybe being upright is more conducive. So in fact, let's all stay here for 2-3 breaths. Just drawing the shoulder blades down the back. We can give the elbows a slight bend if needed. And then inhale, lengthen up through the top of your head. As you exhale, soften your knees and go a little bit forward. Now try that a little forward. And if that feels okay, you want to go a little bit further, then do that. But keep opening up your chest as you draw your shoulders back. And now if you want to go even further, we might bring the arms up overhead and release the head down. Just taking care, if something doesn't feel right, you start to feel pain or dizziness, then skip it. Take just about 3-4 breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale, wherever you are. And from wherever you are, on your next inhale, slowly begin to lift out of it. As you exhale, complete the movement out of the pose and separate your hands. And then just find mountain pose for a moment. So hands out wide, shoulder blades down the back, chest opening, lifting up front of ribs, back of ribs, pelvis even. Just feel what it feels like to have done that movement, that pose. And we'll take 5 breaths here in our Tadasana. We're starting to hold poses a bit longer. So feel your feet rooting into the ground, lifting up your kneecaps, so you're activating your quads, feeling your pelvis even, and feeling this line of energy go through the center of the body as if you're an anchor with your feet and there's the line going all the way up to the surface through the center of your body. Let's take one more breath together here. Inhale and exhale. Okay, making our way down to the ground. We'll do a little flow to get there. Inhale, sweep your arms. Exhale, flat back, go forward. Soft knees as needed. Inhale up, halfway lift. And as you exhale, come all the way down. We're back into this heart melting pose. So our hips are over our knees, our femur bones are vertical, and we're walking the hands forward. And now you may be here on the forearms. That's just as good in a modification, just sinking the hips back. And you may straighten out the arms diagonal a bit more. So rest the head down. And let's see if we can hold this pose a bit longer. So the process of getting into a yin pose is getting into the pose and then finding some stillness. So we get in and then we be still and then we surrender. Yeah, so give yourself about 7 more breaths here. See if you can focus in on that breath. And we'll take 2, 3 deep breaths together. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale in through the nose, out the mouth. Inhale, smooth breath in, and exhale out the mouth. One more like that. Inhale, count it in by yourself. Belly, lungs, chest. And exhale out the mouth. Belly, lungs, chest. Sorry, chest, lungs, belly. Okay. All right, let's come forward. And one more here to open up our upper body. First, come all the way down because it feels nice to rest the forehead. You can wiggle out the hips. And just take an easy breath here. And now from here, remember to turn on the legs a little bit. Inner thighs spin in, pushing the feet into the ground, walking the hands out in front, bending into the elbows. And slowly starting to lift up. And we might start by lifting our shoulders towards our ears, which is what we don't want to do, but sometimes we have to feel that in order to release them down. So try that, and you can be low. You can certainly be lower, or you can be a bit more upright, like a turtle popping out of its shell. So like lengthening up through the neck and retracting the shoulder blades down the back. Yeah, seal pose. So find where you need to be in the pose, then find your stillness, and you might even close your eyes if that feels okay, or just a soft gaze. See if you can go 9 rounds of breath here. So just breathing in and out and counting down 9 to 1 on your own. Notice where you're holding tension and use your exhales to soften those areas. So I'm feeling it like in the backs of my ribs, turning my legs on to relieve tension in my lower back, opening my chest, and softening the throat. And we'll just take 2 more breaths together here. Inhale in deep. And find some release with the exhale. 1 more breath. Inhale in deep. And exhale. Okay, slowly begin to unwind and come down and just hang out for a moment. It might feel nice to move your hips a little bit side to side. Okay. So from here, we'll shift from this upper body stuff into some lower body holding poses, going in deeper. with a bit of yin. So coming here with our legs out wide, our feet are flexed. We don't have to be in a super wide leg position. We can be more inward if that feels conducive. Whatever's available in your body. So flex your feet and then physically move the flesh of your buttocks away, because we have a tendency to sit on the fleshy part of the buttocks, which rounds the spine, and we want to be as flat and long in the spine as we can be. So draw your toes towards your head and just bring your hands out to the side here. And then with a flat back, so we don't want to create any rounding in the spine, just lean forward a little bit. And a little bit goes a long way. Okay? So a little lean. If you want to add more, you can bring the hands back here. Alternately, you can bring the hands forward. But we don't want to collapse the shoulders, so just be aware of that. And close your eyes, and you may find as you're holding the pose, you find the stillness, you may find you can go a little bit deeper with the legs. Without having to strain a whole lot. And so while you're here, just take about 10 more breaths. Surrendering into it, softening your throat, which in turn helps you relax and open up the hips a bit more. Wherever you are, counting your breath, you may find that you can go a little bit more forward, keeping your feet flexed. You may change your arm position. And let's add in about 5 more breaths here. Take it together, inhale and exhale, 5. Not rounding the spine, inhale, exhale, 4. Inhale, exhale, 3. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 1. Okay, and come all the way upright if you're leaning forward, and just point your toes for a moment. So that extension through the top of the foot, and then begin to roll around your ankles, because flexion of the feet holding that a long time can cause some stiffness. And then from here, bend your knees and then bring your feet flat onto the ground, like you're in a wide leg seated position. And so the next pose, we can be upright here. And if it feels possible to get a little more lean in, which is actually more stretch in the hips, then we might just bring the hands on fingertips onto the ground out in front. And yeah, you may need to adjust the feet, walk them out a little bit. If you feel like you want more here, like we're starting to get into a very insect-looking position, then you can walk your hands out and sort of underneath the feet. Again, I'm trying not to round my spine, if at all. So maybe, like here, towards the backs of the feet, or even here is better. It's like a different kind of a pose than what we just did with the straight legs. Your feet are on the ground, knees are bending, and there's a different variation in the hips. They're coming in a little less externally rotated. So just be here. Yeah, if it's really uncomfortable, like with the hands forward, then you can take the hands back. You can be here, just holding onto the legs, taking that fingertip out of the equation. And again, like I said, you can be here too. So the point is now to find stillness and maybe close your eyes. Nothing should be paining. like it might feel different because we're working into a different kind of a pose. And maybe we're not used to keeping our back this flat. Maybe we're used to habitual rounding. So recognizing the conditioning that's in the body and doing things to gradually, well, first bring awareness to it and then gradually change and correct maybe our posture a bit more. So while you're here, a couple more breaths. Find the sweetness. Like the hips are really opening. Maybe you're like really clenching. So where can you find softness and sweetness? Inhale, exhale out the mouth. What are you holding on to? Let it go. Inhale, exhale out the mouth. Just one more breath here. Inhale and exhale. And so here, we'll bring the feet now all the way in. We did that progression inward. And we won't hold this cobbler's pose or Baddha Konasana for too long, just to kind of take a different position. And we'll take the hands, interlace them on the outside of the feet, lift the chest, letting the knees come down as much as they can, but not forcing them down, definitely not pushing them down. Maybe you even support your knees with your arms here and lift your chest. So that's a modification. Just take 3 breaths. Inhale and exhale out the mouth. Inhale, exhale out the mouth. Inhale and exhale out the mouth. Okay, great job. Come back to center and feel your hips closing in. A lot of external rotation in the hip. And then just feel them closing in. Take the hands back behind. And just feel those hips coming back to center. Move the knees off to one side. And try to keep your chest center. And we'll take a few breaths here. And it's gentle spinal twist. If this is hard on the wrist, you can come onto the fists. Take another breath here. And back to center and just pivot to the other side. Take another exhale. Back to center. Extend your legs. We'll just do a bit of movement before we take Shavasana. Inhale, bringing the arms up. Exhale, forward. Just forgetting about reaching those toes. Just a little stretch forward. Inhale up, feet are flexed. Exhale forward. You may even adjust the sitting bones. Inhale up. And now exhale, hold it here, stretch and reach. Inhale. And as you exhale, slowly start to lean back and make your way gradually onto the ground. Now we're here on the ground. You can wiggle out the joints and the arms and the legs. You can take a full body stretch, whatever feels good to release in the body. We'll end with a bit of side body stretch. So reaching the arms up overhead, walk the feet together and begin to walk them over to the right side. If you feel like taking a little more side body stretch, you can cross the left leg over the right. And then we'll just lean the arms and the upper body over to the right as well. So it's like you're creating a banana shape with your body, trying to release that left shoulder, so feel free to bend into the elbow. And we should feel a nice deep stretch in the left side of the body. So take 3 breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, slowly unwind back to center and feeling that rebound effect for a moment. And the body's begging for balance, so we go to the other side. We walk the feet over And maybe across the legs, if that feels nice, turning the torso over, just taking about 3 breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And come to center. Release your arms. Wiggle out your hips and your legs. Gently move your head a little bit side to side and then let it settle in the center. And if you're feeling like doing any other movement, then do your movement here. But we'll end here in Shavasana, so do your little movement and then find stillness. And let your whole body settle. Once you get there, let your bones be heavy. Let your jaw relax. Soften your eyes. Let the back of your head sink in. Relax the forehead, the eyes, the eyebrows, the cheeks, the jaw, the throat. Feeling any heaviness or tightness in your heart, let the front of the heart melt into the back of the heart and the shoulder blades melting into the earth. Whatever's there, releasing what you can. Relax your arms, your palms. Relax and soften your belly. Notice if you're tightening still or holding tension in the belly. Relax the tops of the hips, the backs of the hips, the tops of the thighs, the knees, the lower legs. Give your tired feet a rest. And we'll be here together for 10 rounds of breath. Feel free to come back to this pose and stay longer if you like. So we'll take those 10 rounds of breath now. Inhale, exhale 10. Inhale, exhale 9. Inhale, exhale 8. Inhale, exhale 7. Inhale, exhale 6. Inhale, exhale 5. Inhale, exhale 4. Inhale, exhale 3. Take 2 big breaths. Inhale and exhale out the mouth. 2. Inhale, big breath here. And exhale, side out, side out, side out. And just be still for a moment. Be silent. Feel your breath move through your body. Tap into this calm and rest response. So necessary for ultimate body function and also mind function. Healthy mind, healthy body. Like I said, you can come back here and be here for a little while longer. But for the purpose of this video, I'll start to move us out, waking up the fingers and the toes, and doing a little bit of stretching, whatever feels good. And slowly beginning to bend the knees, rolling off to one side and just taking a breath or two here in the fetal position, whatever side feels most comfortable to you. And then using your arm strength to lift yourself up gently, making your way back to a seated position, finding your tall seat. Rolling your shoulder blades down the back. Remembering your belly, inhaling. Remembering your lungs and your chest. Open the palms, inhale and bring the arms up. As you exhale again, separate the hands, open up. Inhale here, reaching your arms back. And as you exhale, it doesn't matter what arm comes on top, just give yourself a nice hug. Drawing in. Relaxing the shoulders and the arms, just meeting the hands together at heart center. Again, sitting up tall. Nice to give ourselves a little bit of a hug. Loving others starts with self-love. So loving self, the spirit within, whatever that means to you. And loving all of the parts of ourselves, even the parts that are, what we consider flawed. Being able to love ourselves and sending that love out into the world, honoring the intention, the focus that we set today. Take one Om to complete the practice, honoring the intention of those who share in the practice, taking that breath together, sharing. This final Om, inhale, exhale to cleanse the breath, inhale and Om. Inhale, cleansing breath, and exhale. Inhale and Om, inhale. Om Shanti, Om Peace. Wishing you a beautiful rest of your day, peaceful moments, bringing mindfulness into your day, just focusing back on your breath whenever you need to. Bowing to the light within each of you with gratitude. Namaste.